back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name's Sarika. Do not forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button right now. And like this video, leave a comment, send it to a friend, share it, do all the things. So today I am going to be doing a beginner makeup tutorial for how to get like a flawless airbrush look. So I'm gonna be actually doing this look for you, very basic, kind of like everyday look. So if you are interested in that, keep watching. All right, so we are gonna just hop right into it and get started. I zoomed in on my face so you can see everything. Things that, sorry, I keep looking everywhere. I feel like I say that every video, but anyway, so things that I definitely keep in mind when I'm doing my makeup is I have like almost like scars, but not really scars, from wearing my glasses every day. And then I have pretty, like you can see my bags under my eye. So we're gonna get that airbrush look today. So the first thing that I do to achieve that like airbrush finish, I saw this on TikTok. In my Sephora haul, I actually just talked about getting this Bobbi Brown product. Love, obsessed. I got the mini one, and you don't really need too much when you're putting it on your face. So I like use that amount. But yeah, this rub everywhere. I thought that the Milk Hydro Grip Primer was the best thing out there. Lies. This, like that primer, the Milk Primer gives you an amazing finish, but this, it's giving airbrush, okay? So I'm gonna wait for that to dry down for a bit. And then my other kind of secret that I've recently discovered in terms of giving like a really nice finish to my makeup is using stick foundation versus liquid foundation. So forgive me for how it looks crusty. It got really crusty in my makeup bag, guys. So I use the Fenty Beauty foundation stick. I actually did a review on it, I think last summer, and it's back, baby. It is back. That's how much I have left. You don't get that much product in it, but you don't really need too much product. So I apply directly on the face, and I apply everywhere. So I'm just gonna hold up my mirror, and I do streaks downwards just because when I go to blend, it's so much easier to blend that way. I know it looks like a lot of product, but this is what I love about stick foundation. It actually feels, let me just zoom back out a bit so you can see my chin. It feels like skin, like it feels so lightweight. It's not heavy on my face like a liquid foundation is. And then I use a really big brush to blend. I find that if you want an airbrush finish, I find that brushes are more effective for particular parts of your makeup routine, foundation being one of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend. It's all blended. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see like it's pretty skin-like. It's a really pretty base to start your makeup with. Love. Okay. All right, so the next step is concealer. And in terms of getting an airbrush finish, I use two concealers. I use the Haus Labs concealer for my inner eye, and then I use the Born This Way Too Faced concealer for the rest of my face. Love this duo. Tell me a better combo. I'll wait. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see me applying. So the Haus Labs foundation is very bright. I actually reviewed it last summer as well, and I thought I was gonna return it, but I really like the bright look. So I just do the corners, inner corners of my eye, and you'll see that like when the makeup is done, that part of your face kind of pops, which I love. Okay, so for my under eye, I also use a brush. So this is the Rare Beauty concealer brush that I use. I have raved about this brush on my channel before, and if you do not have it, go and buy it. You can see, like, it's such a good brush. Like, I am obsessed. And if some of the concealer gets in the upper lids of your eye, that is fine. It ends up looking pretty okay at the end. And so you'll kind of see that, like, it's really bright right here. And when you go in to blend with your concealer that's your actual shade, chef's kiss, okay? All right. Yes. I love. So that, like, pretty much took 30 seconds, I feel, to blend that out. And trust me, when you're trying to do concealer and you're trying to get that nice finish, a brush is gonna beat a beauty blender every time. So again, trust the process, y'all. So right now it looks a little crazy, but that's all right. So I'm gonna go in with my Born This Way, and I'm gonna do a bit under that concealer and then just the corner of my eye. I used to do a huge triangle under my eye if you watch, like, my old chit chats, but now I realize I can get the same look with way less product. So I'm gonna go back in with that same concealer brush, and I'm gonna blend, and then you can see how the two concealers kind of marry each other under my eye. And hello, yeah, so it's gonna look so good. I've never done, like, an actual makeup tutorial. I usually do chit chats. So you want to just kind of stipple, and I don't really take my brush off my face too much, and I just make that kind of circular motion. Like, I go up and then around and then back down, and I do that a couple times until it is blended. And she is fully blended on this side. You might see again, like, where the concealer ends. Right now, that is totally okay. So I'm gonna go back on the other side and kind of do the same motion around and then down. Love this brush so much. It is my favorite brush ever. So my concealer is officially all blended. I'm gonna zoom back out. And yeah, so it looks super bright, and trust me, oh, I'm not ready. It's gonna come together, it's gonna come together. So then I use my Too Faced, and I do other parts of my face, including my chin. So I do a bit on my chin. I really need my mirror for this. I do here my smile lines, just because especially this one is really deep. Honestly, I haven't really found a concealer that really covers my smile lines really well. And then I go up on my forehead and I do some concealer there. So I also, these are the places that I end up highlighting. Now, this is definitely one of the parts of my makeup routine that I use a beauty blender with. So you want to dampen your beauty blender, and then you're going to go in and just pad with very light pressure on those areas that you just added your concealer to, so that it blends into your skin. And in terms of my smile lines, I blend upwards like this in this motion, so it kind of goes towards the bridge of my nose. And then I use the big wider part of my beauty blender for my forehead, just because I find it's more effective in terms of blending. And then the last part that I highlight is my nose. So I do a straight line on my nose, just because I am going to contour my nose, and so this helps with the kind of contouring process. I also use the wider side of my beauty blender for blending out my nose highlight. So this is how she looks post concealed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my under eye with the Charlotte Tilbury like setting powder. So I got the mini one, looks like this. Yeah, my makeup bag is giving raggedy, guys, like, ugh. And then I use like the powder puff, and I actually don't put too much product on the beauty puff, but I also pat it off to get excess off of my beauty puff, and then I go right under my eye and I set my concealer. And I only do this for my under eye just because I really want that part of my face to be super matte. The rest of my face I'm okay with not being extremely matte. So I'm gonna go again on the other side and pat that product in so that you will get that kind of matte, again, airbrush look. So that's how my under eye looks. Super matte, really pretty. Love to see it. And then what I'm gonna do is actually set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Spray. So I find that when you set your concealer before you add your contour and blush and all of that, it comes out even more like finished at the end, more flawless, more airbrushed. So I'm just gonna do a few sprays to set, and then I'm going to wait for that to dry. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to use like baking powder. I'm gonna bake my face using the Laura Mercier powder in honey. So I use a beauty blender. So what I do is I use a dry beauty blender and I take a bit of product and then I apply it again under my eye, because I really like my under eye to look extremely matte. I'm gonna do it for both eyes. But then I am also going to do the other areas of my face that I applied my concealer to. I do a bit of blending immediately because I kind of want it to settle into my skin. So I blend it as I apply, but then I'm gonna go back and blend further, which you will see. So I leave that to bake while I do my contour. So for contour, I use a kind of angled brush like this. You can see that it slopes on all sides and then it kind of comes to a peak. And I don't use contour, I use bronzer to contour. I just find that it looks less harsh in terms of when you contour. So I'm just gonna apply my product. And for me, I know I just said it looks harsh when you use contour cream, but I love a harsh contour. Anyway, and I start from the bottom and I go up like this. So from the middle of my cheek upwards to my ear. I don't go this way just because I find that the brush drags the product awkwardly, whereas this way it applies really smoothly. So I do that and I repeat that process until I get that brown bronzy look that I like. So I'm a little heavy-handed with my contour because I want you to see that chisel, okay? So right now, the kind of separation between my highlight and the rest of my face is really strong. It's gonna come together, plus I wear wigs, so you don't actually really see the strong highlight. I mean bronzing. So I just go downwards like this, and I go from one ear across to the other. So my brush is always going down towards my forehead, never back towards my hairline. And again, I just repeat that process until I'm satisfied with how bronze I look. So this is me, I look like an egg. This is me post bronzing. Yeah, okay. So that's good. What I'm gonna do now is re-blend my under eye. So I'm gonna now dampen the same beauty blender that I use to apply my setting powder, and I'm going to blend it out some more. So I've dampened my beauty blender, and I'm gonna go back under all the areas that I set or baking, just to blend it out a little bit more. And I use the wider side of my beauty blender for my cheek, my chin, my forehead, and here, and then the narrower side for under my eyes. That is just to help blend kind of the marks of demarcation. Again, still gonna see them until you apply blush and those things. So again, now I've added my contour. I'm gonna go in with blush. And today I'm adding my favorite blush, which is the Dior blush in pink. I have quite a few blushes, but this is my favorite, although the Selena Gomez one is becoming a fave. And for this, I apply with a brush that looks like this. So it's kind of slanted downwards. I find that when it fits the shape of your cheek really well. So this is the Morphe E58 brush. So I'm just gonna dab, and I do not hold back when it comes to blush. So then I smile so that my cheeks are pronounced, and then I apply the blush on the cheeks and go backwards towards my ear, following the same path as my contour, but my contour is here, and I apply the blush above the contour so that there's a difference between the two. She's smooth. She is so smooth. I'm gonna do more, because hello. And I find that powder blush actually ends up looking more airbrushed than like liquid blush. That's just what I find. I don't know if other people have different experiences. So I would recommend, if you want that airbrush look, to use a powder blush. And then the blush helps also to blend kind of under your eye where it was really obvious that there is makeup there, because you could see that line of demarcation. So that's my blush. Look at the birdie. Okay. The next step that I do is my nose, while I let my blush kind of sit for a bit. So this is a Morphe M0 brush. It's like a very nice small brush that I use to contour, and I'm very light-handed with my contour because I actually hate when I take pictures, and this happens quite a bit to me. And my nose contour is so strong. So like literally you can't even, like there's barely any product. And I start at the top of my eyebrow, and I go downwards on the kind of sides of my nose, and then I go back up and down. And I follow that pattern a couple times, and yeah. So again, I'm not the expert on nose contour, because I actually don't love to do it. I find sometimes I'm not the best, but I'm gonna do it on both sides. And then after I apply the product, I go in and blend, and I blend downwards so that you can see it kind of melts into my concealer that's under my eye, so that it looks really blended, because you don't want a dark nose contour that's super obvious. Okay. So that's my nose contour. I feel like you can kind of tell when I go back more, it's a little more snatched. And then I do highlighter. I don't know if highlighter is still a thing, but I am never gonna let her go. So I'm using the Sephora Pro Highlight 98 brush. It's a really nice brush, and I'm using the Fenty Beauty highlighter. And I just, you know, get a little bit of product and I apply above my blush, and I go maybe twice. Again, starting from the side of my face closest to my nose, going back to my ears. And I just do that twice, just because I find that it can be really strong. And then I do under my eyebrows. I also do on my Cupid's bow. I think I learned that from Rihanna like years ago. I don't even think she still does that, but I like it. And then I use my finger actually and apply a bit on my finger. And then I just put it at the very like tip of my nose. So this is my face. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my setting spray. I use the Urban Decay and I use a heavy hand to make everything set in sync. Yeah, using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and you're gonna see me go. So I applied a lot. I look so oily right now, but I find that the more setting spray you apply, the more that everything melts together. Oh my gosh, I forgot a big step. Setting my face. Oh. Okay. I am so sorry. I might just do that after my thing. Because, yeah, I'll do that after. So I'll have the setting spray dry and then apply it and then set again. I cannot believe I forgot to do that. Okay, so I'm back and my face has finished drying. So I'm gonna actually go in and set my face now, and then respray some setting spray. So as I said before, this is a Sephora 50 brush, and this is a micro smooth powder. Put about that much product, and then I just knock it into the air to get rid of the excess. And then I literally just brush it all over my face to set my face, like. And when I say, if you want flawless, if you want airbrush, yes, purchase this product ASAP. It's gonna take, again, my under eyes, my favorite place. My makeup, it's gonna take your makeup to the next level, okay? So I just applied that. I'm gonna reset my face with setting spray, and then I will be back. I am back, and I am just, so I brushed my eyelashes. And I'm just gonna do my lip, and for me, I literally just do a Summer Fridays. This is in vanilla, and that's kind of it. So this is the finished look, and I think it is, it's giving airbrush. Ooh, it looks so good. So yeah, I thank you for watching this video. If you like these kind of tutorials, let me know, and I am so happy to do more. I love doing makeup, it's so fun. Love doing makeup, so I would be happy to do more. So see you in the next one. Bye.